Hi everybody, this video is going to be a steeper versus cheaper. This is the first video in the series, and in this series I'm going to go through different types of products and whether or not I think you should choose a cheaper option or you should splurge and buy something that's a little bit more better quality and maybe costs a little bit more money. So this particular video is going to be on eye products. There are a ton of different eye products. Ow! Sorry. The reason why I just said ow is because I'm currently fostering kittens from Paws Chicago. They are too young to be spayed and neutered. I have 3 of them at my house right now, and here's one of them. They are really sleepy right now because they've been playing all morning, so he looks like a rag doll. But this one, I call him Bat Cat because he looks like a bat. He doesn't want to look at the light that is in front of me, so I will put him back down, but he's just going to sleep on my lap during this video. If you guys want to see more pictures of them in action, some of them playing and things like that, you can follow me on Twitter, and I will have additional pictures of all 3 of the kittens. They're all black, and they are all varying degrees of puffiness. I couldn't really decide what to name them, so I pretty much call them a different name every single time. They started off as... I don't remember what their names were when I first got them from the shelter. Chesterton was the one that I just held up. He was the only one that I really remembered his names. But then I renamed them. It's 2 boys and 1 girl. So it was Beyonce, Puff Daddy, because one's really puffy, and then the other one was Jay-Z. I don't know, I just named them. And then I've been kind of renaming them. This one's now Bat Cat. And I have one right here. This one's the puffy one, and again, I don't want to really show their faces just because the light is right in front of me and it's really bright. But yeah, they're just adorable kittens, and I will have them for 2 weeks until they're old enough to be spayed and neutered. And if you guys ever want to adopt kittens and you're in the Chicagoland area, definitely contact me and I can give you more information about Paws. So getting into the video itself, and you can see the kitten is behind me, one of them, so the other one's on my lap. But just starting off with eye primers. There are so many different options for eye primers. You can either not use an eye primer or use one. Everyone's kind of got a different theory. But in my opinion, even though I really, really love the MAC Painterly Paint Pot as my primer, I use it every single day, and I've been using it every day for like 2 months, and I've only used maybe a quarter of the container. So this really lasts you a long time. Yes, it is a splurge, but another option that I think that just if you're on a budget, and I know that most of my subscribers are probably on a budget or don't have a ton of money to spend on makeup. So if you don't have enough money, this would be my #1 recommendation of MAC Paint Pot. If you don't have a ton of money to spend, I would say go cheap and try out the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencils. The one that I'm showing you guys right now is Milk, and this one's just a white, and you can use it as a base for any eyeshadow. Ow! Ow, ow, ow. Sorry, the kittens are literally like scratching me with their little tiny claws. It's kind of annoying, but oh well, they're kittens. So this one's the Milk Jumbo Eye Pencil. If you're going with a darker eyeshadow look, I would definitely recommend some of the other Jumbo Eye Pencils. You can also use them as eyeliners as well. So the other one that I'm actually wearing smudged underneath my eye right now is French Fries, and this is again by NYX. And you can use this as a base as well. They go on super creamy, and they just work great as a base for any eyeshadow. It just makes your eyeshadow stick and stay on longer. They're definitely a better option to me than the Shade Sticks by MAC, and these are a lot of money. So go cheaper if you are looking for any type of eyeshadow base or shade stick type of equivalent. Definitely they're like $3 at Ulta, or you can get them on cherryculture.com, you can get them at nyx.com, bunch of different websites, and they go on so smooth and are a really great cheap alternative. As for eyeshadows, in my opinion, and I know that this might be different than most people's, but I think that you should splurge on a few eyeshadows. So the ones that you're going to wear every single day, I say go with, get a quad or get a few really nice high quality eyeshadows. The reason why I think that you should get high quality eyeshadows that are a little bit more money is because the pigments are a lot more pigmented, I guess you can say, and they go on a lot better. They don't settle into the fine lines in your eyes easier. All around, they're just better quality. So I would say get a couple good ones. If you like to experiment with color and try new things, you can try out a bunch of different drugstore eyeshadows, things like that. But for every single day, I pretty much wear a similar eye look, so I like to keep keep my really good high quality eyeshadows as well, just because I feel like they stay on longer and they look a lot better. They blend together a lot better than some of the drugstore ones that I've tried. But I'm not knocking drugstore eyeshadows by any means. When I want to experiment with color and try out new things, I definitely go for the cheaper alternatives because they give you a lot more bang for your buck. So on to loose powders. I know that a lot of people like pigmented eyeshadows like that come in little pots. So I know that MAC makes some great eye pigments, but in my opinion, you should save your money and go cheaper with this one and get the NYX Chrome eyeshadows. So this is going to spill all over if I don't open it really carefully, but it is just a pot filled with loose pigment basically. And this one I'm actually wearing on my eyes right now. It's kind of hard to tell, but this is the NYX one in Sand, and I love it. It just goes on great. I actually, in a NYX bundle sale, just bought every single NYX Chrome eyeshadow. So I'm going to be doing a review of those colors pretty soon, just because I think they're really great quality and they go on really nice, and they just complement a lot of different skin tones with their entire range of colors. So I'll talk about those in an additional video, but save your money. These are super cheap. Don't, unless you have a particular shade that you really like in the MAC pigments, go with the cheaper option. As for makeup brushes, I think that you need a little bit of both, cheaper and steeper ones. So for an eyeliner brush, and as everyone knows I use gel eyeliner, you should definitely go cheap. This brush is really dirty, but it's from Target. It's Eco Tools, I think, and it was about $3. It's the same for MAC. Every single eyeliner brush is pretty much exactly the same. There's not really, you can't really go wrong with an eyeliner brush. So it's just a tapered, angled brush, and it's pretty thin. I don't know if you can tell from this, but I would say go cheap. The cheaper the better. If you can get an e.l.f. one, go with e.l.f. I don't really know where they sell e.l.f. around me, so I can't really test one out for you guys, but I do have a couple other e.l.f. brushes. This one's by e.l.f. and I think it works great. If you want to get a more expensive brush, just because I think that they blend better when you get the more expensive, like all over eyeshadow brush and crease brush, I would go with MAC. I would go with Sigma. Bare Essentials makes some nice ones. Or Sonia Kashuk from Target. It's a little bit more expensive than some of the other ones, but I think that her brushes also blend really well, and you don't want any kind of jagged, really visible lines between your eyes, like your crease and your lid and everything like that. So I would recommend getting a couple expensive brushes, but for eyeliner brushes and things like that, if you want just a couple other brushes to kind of blend colors together, I would say go cheap. e.l.f. makes good ones. Eco Tools makes good ones. Usually CVS and some of the other Superdrug, they all have pretty cheap brands that they carry that are $2 or $3. So as for mascaras, and I'm starting to run out of time already, I say go cheap again. I've tried so many different mascaras, and even the more expensive ones, I always revert back to these two mascaras, and they are Lash Discovery by Maybelline and L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black. Both of these complement each other really well. One gets all those little tiny eyelashes and kind of lengthens and extends all your eyelashes, and then the other one volumizes them and makes them kind of plump and look really black and nice. So I say go cheap, go cheap or go home. They definitely do the trick, and you don't have to spend $30, $40 on the kittens are falling from my lap. You definitely don't need to spend a lot of money on an mascara just because it's not something that you need to. And the last product, as for eyelash curler, again, I say go cheap. You don't need to spend more than $6 on an eyelash curler. This one's by L'Oreal, I think. No, Revlon, and I've used this every single day for the past 5 or 6 years. I've tried Shu Uemura, I've tried a couple other more expensive brands, and I keep reverting back to this one as well. Nothing curls my eyelashes as well as this one. This is pretty timeless, pretty classic. It comes in a red. I think the backer paper on the packaging for this one is red, and it just says Revlon on it. I think it was rated the #1 eyelash curler in America as well. So it's $3 at Target, something like that. It's super cheap, and it definitely does the trick. So that's all for my steeper versus cheaper. If you guys have any suggestions, recommendations, or would like me to do steeper versus cheaper on any other types of products, definitely let me know. And any other comments, questions, anything like that, definitely leave me a comment as well. Send me an email, or follow me on Twitter and ask me a question, or let me know what you're thinking on Twitter. All right, guys, bye.